I'm Jaden Love, and this is my Econ 1015 extra credit video. And today the topic I will be covering is inflation. So basically, as you can see by this chart, let me switch over here. So we have on the horizontal line, I have listed as years, increments of 3. Sweep this right here. And then up on the vertical line, we have X and Y axis, I should say. We have percentage. So we're gonna say like right here in the middle, as you can see, the peak will be around 2012-ish at about a 10%, 10% of inflation. And then we see as it slowly goes down, it's kind of it's an up and down kind of scale. Really relies on each other, to be honest, and other factors. And we just see it constantly go down, but there's little spikes here and there. So this is kind of a graph of what inflation is like, and so we will talk about what inflation is. Inflation is the general increase of prices across the economy over time. That means that the money that you have slowly becomes less in power, in buying power. Basically, each dollar is less than what it was previously before. All right, so an example is this case right here was about $5 last year. Now it's about $6.67. That's inflation. The product didn't change, still the same case, just the price. And when that happens a lot at once with multiple different things across the whole economy, that is what causes inflation. When the price of something change and the value of the dollars decrease. Diagram on the board a little bit. So basically, if gas prices increase because the oil becomes more expensive, that means that the trucking companies will have to pay more to cover their shipping costs. That all leads to the stores raising their prices in order to cover that more expensive shipping cost. And that leads to inflation, and it's kind of a domino effect. So, yeah. We are going to switch it over to somewhat of a real world example of what inflation is.
Oh Jesus! It's $6.99. It was just $3, bro. Like,
that's honestly how inflation hits most of us. We don't feel it right now, but over time things get quietly more expensive. Groceries, gas, clothes, rent, even stuff like fast food, like this nice Popeye chicken. That's a great example of how inflation is in the real world. So basically, shortly, inflation is the rise of money or the increase of money over time, as well as the decrease or the fall of the value of the money. And it affects everyone. It affects people, families, businesses, countries, economies. There's really not much we can do